Hi, I'm Toffer and welcome to my spare room as always. Now today I want to talk about video game music, and in specific JRPGs, as that is what I love the most. So video game music is a key component to any experience. It can help invoke the feelings that are being seen on screen, whether it's to lift you up, make you feel invincible, make you feel sad, make you feel vulnerable, try and get the nerves running. It's all there trying to play a key point in the entire experience. And if the music isn't working right, the entire experience falls apart. And that is why it is key to every experience. So today I'm going to give you my opinion of the top 5 JRPG tracks. So there are a few rules I want to follow. So one game per franchise. I can't have a song from Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, etc. 2, I need to own the game. 3, it has to be a turn-based JRPG. So no inclusions of things like Final Fantasy 15, Ni no Kuni, or anything like that. So now we've got the basics out of the way. Let's begin. Number 5. So when playing your typical JRPG, one of the things that you will hear more often than not is the battle theme. And that is where we start with number 5. In 2005 in the UK, Baton Kaitos, Eternal Wings of the Lost Ocean came out. I'm one of the few that I personally know who owns or has even heard of this game. And it's a damn shame. This title blew my mind with how good it was and how little it was known. But the one thing that I thoroughly enjoyed with this game more than anything else was its battle theme. The battle theme on this game just kept you going every time you fought. And it is a song that you do hear repeatedly, but it never got boring. This is one song that always works for me, each and every time. Battle music is what you're going to hear more than anything else in JRPGs, and we are staying with that in our next. At number 4, we go to 2007 and Blue Dragon. Now this was one of the first titles from Mistwalker, who brought us the likes of Lost Odyssey later on, trying to keep the world of JRPGs going in this modern world. And they did a fantastic job of finding a new way of doing something a little bit different. This game does have a bit of a Persona feel to me in the way that the battles work, and with the fact that it isn't really you doing the battling but your shadow. It really does feel very Persona in the way it does perform. But with this game, the boss theme, every single time I played this game, it pumped me up. It got me going. It really, part of me didn't want to finish the boss fight just so I could continue listening to this track. At number 3, we go to a tune that I think most people grew up on. We're in 1998 in the UK, 1996 if you're in Japan. You turn on your console, you hear the ding of the Game Boy, the title starts to roll, and this begins. How can the opening theme to the Pokemon original games not get you pumped up? You knew you were in for something special each and every time you turned this on. And this is a song for a generation. Every time you hear this, you know what's coming up. You know who you're going to see. You know what you're going to battle. This was the game that started a trend. This was really the game that took things to a new level in terms of merchandising and in terms of franchising, in terms of what you could do with an IP. Guys over at Game Freak and over at Nintendo knew what they were doing when they created this game. They didn't know how big it was going to become, but they knew what they were doing, you can tell. Now, I got into this series quite late in its life. I only got into it in its most recent release in 2016, Persona 5. It was really difficult to choose one song from the soundtrack to this game, as everything on it was unbelievable. Amazing funk style soundtrack from start to finish. The theme song, the menu screens, every song you were listening to as you were traveling through the game, every battle song, every emotional turn, everything felt amazing. But there's just this one track that every time I hear it works for me. We are staying in the world of battle themes. The boss battle theme on Persona 5, Rivers in the Desert. There's a really good rock version out there, but nothing is better than the original version. The female vocals just feel quite soft when you think about what you are battling, especially in the earlier levels. This song just fits perfectly for every time you are taking on a boss.
A river in a dry land, the leftist in a lost land, a heartbeat for a demon, a oasis in a strange land.
Now, I'd just like to go into a few honourable mentions. These are going to be tracks that I do enjoy, but are by series that I don't own, or tracks from franchises that I can't include because I've already included them. This last one was a nigh on impossible choice to make. I own the entire soundtrack to this game. It again is the soundtrack to a generation of gaming fanatics. The opening theme, the battle music, each character's theme song, every moment in this game has a track that works so well. I can sit down and listen to this soundtrack from start to finish, and I can visualize every single moment in this game. I don't need to see anything, I can see it in my own self. But there is one part to this that's a hard moment for any JRPG fan, and the song that coincides with that character is just perfect. It's a purely heartfelt track that really does hit you each and every time you listen to it. You know where it's going, you know how it hurts, but this track is gorgeous. So thank you very much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I'd love it if you left a comment with your favourite song, JRPG or not. I always find these things quite interesting. But thanks very much for watching.